Go ahead, man.
I'm waiting for the signal over here. All right, welcome to the Two Alphas Talk. Tonight we're going to talk to you about something you guys have heard before. I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
We're here. And before we do that,
Yeah. Sponsors.
gotta hit that sponsor. Let me pull these bad boys up. This company right here. They're doing everything. Type in saberteamtactical.com
That's it.
and go to the first page, click on classes, and we got some new stuff.
Mhm.
We're gonna explain one of them. Al, when I pull it up here.
Gotcha. But our basic is that one-on-one. You go to it and you click on the links. It
Get a little louder,
mostly
Al.
everything's self-explanatory. Pick a date. Let us know when you want to be out there, and we will meet you there. Give you all the details. Go ahead.
Your audio's low. So the difference on this, guys, he made a lot of people were requesting a 2-hour class or a 3-hour class. It's gonna be the same price. So make sure this is mandatory when you guys go in and pick your class. If you're on a 2-hour class or a 3-hour class, you can't go past. You can't register without clicking on these two. It's mandatory. Okay, so that's the difference.
Yep. And all our classes are available, small groups. We have lesson plans for all of them that, we've done this so long and so much. The lesson plans are in here. We have them written down. We have notes, all that kind of stuff. So, because I've been around a couple of guys recently and I've heard him, one guy said that all his lesson plans are in his head. It's like, really? Come on, man. We forget things from time to time. We need review. We need to take a look at things all of that nature. We're all human. Yeah. But anyway, all of our classes available. August 12th, we have the first one coming up. That's the Concealed Carry and Stop the Bleed class. Very, very,
No,
very
one July. July is coming up.
Right here. The dates all backwards, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know who did this.
Rifle and PCC.
These sponsors,
class.
man, they don't listen to what I'm trying to tell them. They're just doing their own thing. These sponsors, I'm just getting so tired of them, man.
I can imagine, bro.
We're gonna have to drop them. We're gonna
send
have
an
to
email after email, and he's like, "Man,"
and they don't even respond to my emails anymore, man. It's just getting ridiculous.
You have to have a little talk, sit down, and talk with them. Rifle and PCC class. You'll put it all together.
July 22nd.
Yep. If you want to run a PCC, running a rifle, shoulder mounted, definitely show up for that class. It's really a good one. Yeah. And then we'll go back to be the August one, August 12th. That Stop the Bleed. It's very good. More than just bullet wounds and things like that. You may have to triage someone from a car accident or out in the woods and just taking a hike and somebody slips and falls and you're able to stabilize the person after going to a class like this. And then the coup d'etat, the rifle and tactical gear class. Trust me. And anyone that's watching and anyone's ever been to this class, you get not only do you get your money's worth out of it, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. What was you had 1,000 rounds at one time? Are you back up?
Yeah,
to that?
this class used to be a 1,500 round count. Yeah. We used to get it down to almost 200 rounds at the end. And you're gonna work. Your legs are gonna work. Your body's gonna work. Your upper arms are gonna work. You're gonna work. And you think you're not gonna work, and you're gonna seem like you're not working, but you're gonna feel it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because we're doing a lot of gun up, gun down, a lot of movement, and it's a lot of stuff happening. So
And even guys that have been experienced shooters, they have all said not only everything that you mentioned, but also the mental toll, because you make them think.
yeah, and this class was actually developed on active duty, so it was used in real scenarios and training and all types of other stuff. Over 8,000 different soldiers have learned some of these tactics. Only thing I take out is the explosives, so you guys don't need to learn none of that stuff. But um, it's a very good class. It's been proven. I taught it to several different bases, even taught it overseas when I was in Korea. So.
Right.
I just perfected it and made it on the civilian side, but it used to be a 2-day course. Now it's a 1-day course, and a lot of people can't handle the 2-day course, so I had to condense it down. So yeah,
It's
too
all
physically
day, too.
demanding.
Bring
Huh?
a lunch. I said,
Yeah,
all
bring
day,
a lunch.
Bring a lunch.
You really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And before that, when we got another Stop the Bleed rifle medical battle class, that's a prelude to the rifle tactical gear. So the concealed carry is one. It deals with the secondary and the I don't know how I can get that off now. And the Stop the Bleed, that on the rifle PCC is a secondary class that you take, and it's going to teach you how to run a rifle. This is going to teach you how to run your rifle with your gear and go over medical procedure. And this last class, put it all together and only allow 6 people to come to that class, no more than 6. Minimum we can do it with is 2, because I would jump in and be the third dummy. And max is 6. Anything over 6, you will not be allowed to come into this class. So, and you cannot be a beginner. If you just went out and bought your rifle and you're just not learning, don't even attempt to come to that class unless you get with Al and get some prior training, because that class is not for beginners. It's for intermediate to advanced personnel only.
Yeah.
And that's the way that goes.
And
we will assess you
right.
in the other classes to see if you're ready. Al has a good assessment. He assesses people to make sure, and he lets me know if they're ready or not. And if you're not ready, don't sign up for it.
Yep.
He'll tell you. Just ask him.
It's serious. It's serious business. Because we don't have time to teach like fundamentally basic stuff, and definitely don't have time to overly watch one person versus everyone else in the group. We got too many. Even 6 people, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Movements and all the muzzles that are going different directions. We got to make sure they're all in concert, going in the same direction.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things happening, and so that's why we can't have anybody who's beginner out there.
Right.
Laser engraving. You can watch the video and see some of my Velcro patches, leather Velcro patches. Also made plaques, magazines, dog tags, earrings, mirror items. Shoot me an email. Give me a name. You don't have to give me your phone number unless you want to. Subject and hit "I'm not a robot" and submit it. And I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Okay. And before we go down that road, also too, WK, he's here, and Omar is here. Yeah,
what's up, Omar?
I'm seeing Omar on a regular basis now.
I know, he's down there getting transfer and picking up that. It's not even an arsenal anymore, bro.
Oh, don't use that word.
I said it's past that. It's like a damn armory over there.
No, don't. I have one firearm. That's it. And
I'm not the AFT.
And it's a Glock. That's it. That's all I have.
A little piece of Tupperware.
Yeah. We're got some stuff coming up here. We're going up to Edgar Mills, a spot on the is it next month? The 29th of next month. July, we're going up there for July.
July.
And doing a front shoot. And we're going up there, and we're going to take Rick out there with us. We're going to probably get some videos and pictures too. And
Shooting Solutions. Let's give him a full shout out.
Yes. We're going to get him back on the show.
He was a guest on the show before.
Yeah, we're going to bring him back once he figure out this internet stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And also we're gonna be doing a video shoot at the gun range and safe and the North Atlanta gun range, the north section. It's at 4025 Pleasantdale Road, building 100. Atlanta is zip is 30340. And we're gonna be doing another video shoot there like we did with the vault and breaking it down, what they got, what they have to offer, what the place is like, interview some customers and that nature. I'm gonna pull up because I want to give those guys a shout out over there. And let me bear with me, people. I'm coming.
Is the storm affecting anyone out there?
So this is Chevy. He's going to be the new manager over the gun range and safe. I went over there to check him out, and they have a nice facility over there. That's him on the with the green shirt, and that's me in the other shirt.
We'd have never guessed it. Thank you.
Well, two black guys. I don't want to get mixed up. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. I really do.
And but it's a great place. I went out there and gave him some patches and stuff. Met all the crew, walked around the place, and shot some shit with them for a little bit. And they real down to earth people over there. They're real nice people, and they get a lot of foot traffic coming through that place. To tell you the truth. So
we're like the Pied Pipers, though. You know that, right? Wherever we go, people. Remember that last time we went in and. So this is a dead week.
Right.
We're always dead on Saturdays. We show up and it's
it went
50
nuts.
people within an hour.
Right. Yeah, it went nuts. So we still haven't planned a date for that yet. So we will do that. Let's see. August we got what we got coming up in August. We also got another shoot with the Vault that's coming up in August. I think on August 19th. Mm-hmm. And we'll be doing that because they have their 1 year anniversary. So we'll be going out there and doing meet and greet and talking that stuff over. So we got a lot of things coming up in the future. We're gonna have
keep you guys entertained. If you feel like showing up and say hi, come out, harass us, whatever.
Yeah, come out if you want a patch. Come on out. And we'll definitely give you a patch to the show. And this coming out and saying hello and that you watched the show and wouldn't be a problem. Mm-hmm. Hopefully I don't run out of patches. You know what I'm saying? I'll make some more. And we are also on, I'm just checking the system right now. We are on Rumble. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch, and we're on DLive. Gotcha. And we found out on YouTube, when you guys go check the bell, when you guys subscribe, please click on all, and every time it come up, because we're going to be doing some mid shows during the week too, and we're not going to be posting notifications when they're going to come out. So in order for you guys not to miss anything, make sure you guys do it on all, so they'll come up on your phone. Mm-hmm. And you can either watch the show live or watch it later. You know what I'm saying? And give us some feedback and comment on the show and share it. And it's the same with Rumble. If you don't have Rumble, please download the Rumble app, subscribe, type in the search bar the Two Alphas Talk, and subscribe to the Two Alphas Talk channel. And every time we have a show that comes up, it will alert you, and you'll be able to watch the show live or watch it after. And but you have to download the app in order for you to get Rumble, okay? Mm-hmm. And make an account.
Right.
And I think that's about it, right?
Anything politically you want to speak about that you've been following? I get text messages and emails all week long, and then we come out here and he's like, let's get straight to the facts.
Oh yeah. What did I let's see.
I'll give you a hint. Let me
okay.
Because there were a couple of them on Telegram, and you was all over it. I was like, damn, obviously it's hit a nerve with you. Let me see. Oh well, yeah. One is pretty much like what we're going to talk about. The one with the magnifier. That was a good one. the preventing Americans from hunting. That's the one.
Oh yeah. So yeah, thank you, Al. Thank you. Thank you. So the newest thing that the Democrats are trying to impose, not only the 28th Amendment, which is going to fundamentally take away the Second Amendment, and but they're also talking about going after hunters. And what they're talking about going after hunters with is limiting the size and capacity of the magazine, also the type of ammunition they can use. You no longer will be able to use lead ammunition. You got to have steel core or copper, and a lot of places not going to allow you to use steel core. You know what I'm saying? Because if everybody knows, if you're a hunter and you shoot an animal with steel core or copper jacketed bullet and not a soft nose with lead, that bullet will give a clean, smooth exit wound, and that animal will run off, and you'll never find it. So you want to have the soft nose or some kind of lead core that deform the bullet and gives you a bigger exit wound and tear out the lungs or the heart. So that animal will die either immediately right there in front of you, or it will bleed out in a couple seconds. So you hunters, we know most of you guys don't support the Second Amendment, but this is going to be coming towards you. So get ready, because they're coming after you now. And you guys are sitting back and saying, "Oh, I'm not worried about it. I don't have no use for an AR. I have no use for a bump stock. I have no use
for pistols,
pistol braces, and all this other stuff." Now, let's see what happens when they're coming after you guys and taking your livelihood away. You know, so that's the biggest
and
thing.
your
right?
recreation in some cases.
Yeah, recreation.
Some people, you know, and I've met people who deer hunt, and they literally eat deer all year long. It's not just you know, for sport. They actually, you know, have it processed. You know, different cuts of meat all year long, and they know this guy has. I think he had 4 kids, and he said he needs 3 deer a year
per year
to feed his family. And
Right.
And I mean, I'm sure you can go down to Publix or any other grocery store, but this is what they choose to do.
But if he's saving, you know how
there you
expensive it is to buy
what I'm
meat
talking
at the
about, right.
grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but
got
if he
3
can,
kids.
if he can kill a deer, and man, that's a huge savings for
That's
for
what he
that
said.
cat.
I mean, he said they
Yeah.
do everything with it, from
Yeah.
you know, breakfast sausage to ground meat. You know, all we had a nice
Yeah.
long discussion.
Deer ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. From
Deer
the
head
top to
soup.
the bottom.
You know what I'm saying? Deer lip soup. You know?
Exactly. I mean, it. You know, these are people who are going out and they're processing it. It's not, you know, some dude that's just hacking a head off and wants to mount it on the wall somewhere.
Right. These are some
it's
serious
different.
cats.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're out there. And then on top of that, you got people who also donate their meat to processors, who then turn around and give it to shelters.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
You know?
That is a huge thing right there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are the things that, you know, will be limiting if anything like this happens. And a lot of the hunters are actually concerned that this may be a backdoor way to.
Oh, it's backdoor gun control.
See, there you go.
That's all it is. Another backdoor gun control. They're
Right,
going
and-
after every angle. You
Right.
know
And
what I'm
then
saying?
the thing is, we know in many instances how we all segregate ourselves. Well, I'm just a sports shooter. I don't care about self defense, or I'm just
Yep.
self defense, and everybody's back in their own corners trying to defend it, and then all they do is they come through and knock each one out one individually.
Remember the saying, if they come for me, eventually they will come for you. So that's what's getting ready to happen. You know, you guys are thinking you're safe and you're not. So now you guys need to join the group of the Second Amendment, get on board, or be left out in the cold. Because if they come after you, what's going to happen with guys like us? We're going to be like, well, we're not hunters.
Right. And that's
You know,
that
I
part,
don't.
yeah.
I don't
It
yeah.
will happen.
We're not hunters. They don't support us.
It comes down to self preservation.
Right. So we're not going to fight with your cause if you don't help fight for our cause. So join the cause. Join GOA. Join
GOA.
FDC. You know what I'm
ILA.
saying? Yeah.
ILA's still good. I mean, a
Right.
lot of people don't like the NRA and all, but
You don't have to
ILA is
give money to the
mostly
NRA.
independent.
Every time I'm buying something from Palmetto State Armory, I give some money to GOA. You can donate right through them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To help fight these causes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And even locally.
Right. So give the money to them, help fight the cause. You don't have to be out there protesting and doing all this stuff. Just, give $1. That's all you got to do.
And who was it that got the constitutional carry here in the state of Georgia? And
GOA.
GOA?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Georgia carry?
Well, they both were working on it.
Yeah.
I think Georgia Carry, GOA started it, but Georgia Carry actually were the ones who actually did it because they're having a conflict.
Football across the line.
Yeah, they carried the football across the line. They was having a conflict and they backed off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one. I'm off my soapbox.
Okay. Well, one of the things that we talk about a lot, and you hear it, is we're passionate about is stupid uses of firearms, right? Emotional responses from people. Especially, we always blame a lot of new people because when we start reading it and we see that the person's first gun or whatever it is, we realize that this person has no real experience with firearms, right? And now they're messing up for the rest of us. Well, we thought about it. We were talking about this earlier about carried by 6 or tried by 12, and I heard somebody say that, and it was on some dumb, okay, and I mean dumb, like I'll shoot him and then I'll just go to court and I'll take my chances, and like you're already losing. You're already a loser talking like that. If your life is not in danger, you're not being threatened. Why would you shoot anybody? Because you didn't like them? This ain't, and then at that point you become a gang member. And the gang member, the blue team doesn't like the red team doesn't like the green team, so we shoot at each other because we don't like the colors that they're wearing. That's stupid, right? So that puts you down a level as you're now not a responsible gun owner. Responsible gun owner is the very, and we all can agree, the very last thing I want to do is shoot somebody. And if your mentality is I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later, you're a fool. You're a fool. And I see it in the movies a lot. And again, movies are not real. Even if you're watching a documentary, you're never going to see somebody say who's an honest, law-abiding citizen who carries a firearm say, "I'll shoot first and ask questions later." Or the other stupid thing we hear, drag him in the house after you shoot him in your.
Oh yeah,
that's stupid.
Yeah,
that's stupid. And the problem is, we don't challenge stupidity. We let it ride. And if you let it ride, one day it will become normal. Look at some of the stupid things that you think as a human being, as a member of society, that you think is stupid. For me, grown men wearing pajamas in public. But it's becoming normal now. It's becoming normal. I've seen people who I know, and I was like, wow, okay, I didn't know you as well as I thought I knew you. Come on, right? So, but these are little things, right? Then when we let the little things go, such as emotional responses with a firearm, one day is going to be a sweeping situation, and we all know, we always say this, the left will use anything against us, right? So they did then start to say, oh, look, this is regular. This is how people do. The guy got mad with the ladies putting mayonnaise on his Subway sandwich, and he killed him.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous response. That's ridiculous. And I don't know a more harsh word that I can get away with on the censorship here to say.
Oh, this go. If they're going to ban us, they're going to ban us. Rumble won't. I'm not afraid of your YouTube.
I'm not afraid. I'm just, dealing with this guy over here. What's that? Here you go. Over here, I go from watch your language to.
Now, when we at this point, we don't care anymore. We don't care what YouTube.
Yeah, well, these are asinine people, and that's still not the harshest thing I came up with in the beginning.
Right. YouTube can suck a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
How do we combat that? How do we deal with that? People who are in the industry, people who work in, whether you're in a gun store, whether you're at a range and you hear this kind of stuff, most of us mind our business and keep on moving. But sometimes you get to a point and it's like, really? And it's overwhelming. And I see that. The case that you put up, I don't know if you can still pull that up.
I'm getting ready to put it up right now.
Yeah, go ahead and put that up.
Gotta stop it. Yeah. This is something that happened, guys. This is shocking. I keep saying these single moms are raising monsters.
Here we
You know what I'm saying? I just got to say it, man. They raising monsters, bro.
Yeah,
And
and unfortunately, I'm here we go. I'm gonna say it.
Here we go.
Good.
Chicago mother orders her 14-year-old son to kill a man at a hot dog stand, and they're fighting over I don't know what.
They're arguing with some bullshit.
Admit murder in a West Pullman restaurant. The mother and son are now charged, both of them. Elizabeth Matthews joins us now with more on this developing story. Elizabeth?
Yeah, not only that, mom, who's accused of giving those shoot-to-kill orders, is now being held on $3 million bail. Parts of that shooting were actually captured on this restaurant's surveillance video, which helped the witnesses identify the suspects to police. So this all happened Sunday night, police tell us, just after 11 o'clock, about 11:05 p.m. 35-year-old Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son arrived at the Maxwell Street restaurant on South Halstead at 117th. Hood went in for food. Her son waited in the car. Prosecutors say that's when she began arguing with this man, 32-year-old Jeremy Brown, who was also inside ordering food at the time. Hood began texting her son, who appeared in the doorway, hands in his pockets. A fight became physical between Hood and the victim. The victim was able to punch the woman once. That's when prosecutors say the boy pulled out a gun, fired a single shot to the victim's back, followed him outside, kept firing, striking him fatally twice in the back.
Once outside of the restaurant, while the co-defendant was still shooting at the victim, the defendant instructed her son, the co-defendant, to continue to shoot and kill the victim. Once the co-defendant finished shooting the victim, the defendant turned her focus towards witness one. She began pointing at witness one and instructing her son to shoot her.
Look at this.
Monster. Prosecutors say the Hood even tried to get the gun from her son, but he pushed her away. No shots were fired at that witness, who is also the victim's girlfriend.
Disturbing case unfolds in court.
So
there you go.
She told the son to shoot the girlfriend.
The witness.
The witness.
The woman who witnessed the whole thing.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right.
The woman who,
wow.
Not only did they shoot the guy she was having a fight with, they shot him one time in the back. I guess he turned and tried to run. Then the girl who witnessed it all, the mom told the son, shoot her too.
Damn. Now, I'm going to tell you like this.
Now, he didn't shoot her.
Right. Yeah, he probably ran out of ammunition. But this is what I'm going to hit you with. The craziest. Go to one of those, and I don't remember the name of the page. And if anybody wants it, I can hit me up on Instagram, and I'll send it to you. The comments were unbelievable. There were people who were saying that he was defending his mother.
Yeah, that's why I aired the video like that. So I was trying to stop some of the comments from being seen.
Well, Echo Sierra didn't have, they weren't crazy on his.
Right.
This was one of these national guys who put it out there as it's crazy. It's a crazy, unbelievable use of a firearm. But the comments flipped from what he thought they would be. And
he thought they were going to be on the victim side, but they ended,
common sense.
Right.
But yet there were so many sympathetic people that were then going after people who said that this boy needs to be locked up. It was crazy. I looked at it like, yo, this is unbelievable. So I had to go, because I had to make a comment, you know that. I had to go use my other account. I can't do it. Yeah, I had to, but I got another account. So I used that account because that one is private.
Oh, yeah, you can go there and smack.
Right.
You can bump your gums on that one.
Exactly. That's why I have it, because I don't want to put up with this, and I don't want to see these people in my DMs.
Emailing me.
You really believe
Emailing me, you need to fire this dude.
Bro, I'm telling you, it was crazy. The people truly believed that this guy was coming to the rescue of his mother.
No, he was not.
And that they are both justified in defending.
She was an angry woman, an angry single mom who raised an emotional son who didn't have the rationale to say, Mom, shut the hell up and let's go. You know what I'm saying? No, he gonna come in there with a gun, and just because he sees what's happening, instead of him rushing out or separating his mom from the guy, because she's probably threw the swing on him first. Guarantee you she did. Yeah. And instead of him getting in between the two and saying, no, Mom, let's just go. You know what I'm saying? Forget the food. he's gonna sit up there and pull out a gun and go shoot the guy.
Right.
That makes him a better man. Now, it didn't make him a better man. It made him a weak man.
That
You know,
makes him
because he's got a
scared.
woman who's dictating his actions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And he's 14.
he's 14.
That's like 9th grade.
Right. He gonna go to the big boy prison. And he gonna come out being a woman.
Big girl.
He gonna come out being a woman. Because he don't look tough,
No.
you know?
Not without he can't have a gun in prison, so he's not tough no more.
No. He gonna go in there and oh boy.
Get got.
You need to watch
That-
them
that-
prison videos they be doing on YouTube. Them dudes be telling some nasty stories. Oh my God.
Hey, where's ID when I need him? Pause.
Okay, let's get some of these chats knocked out here. There's Black Chalk. Thank you for showing up, my man. He said he saw the video, crazy stuff, shaking his head. Who's this? Invisible Hands, peace, fellas.
Yep. What's up, bro?
Black Chalk. Okay, he's just saying, "What's up, ID?" We skipped that one. Yeah, while these people are loony, yes, they're beyond loony. This is just one incident. Me and Al was going through Twitter, showing some crazy stuff, and these folks are killing like no tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to be on your P's and Q's. And he's like, facts. Yeah, that was
one right
funny.
there.
Yeah.
The next one.
Don't start that pause. Yeah, we going raw from now on. You know, we
Yeah,
just
man.
won't be. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm not worried about YouTube anymore. We well established on Rumble, so that's where it's gonna be at. And so the subject is to be carried. Is it smart to be judged by 12 or be carried by 6?
Right.
And my philosophy, I'm gonna be judged by 12.
Yeah.
You know what
But
I'm
I'm
saying?
going to also have a righteous shooting. If I have to walk away, I'll walk away.
It's not gonna be emotional.
It's not right.
It's not gonna be-
based
it's
upon some. Oh my goodness, I don't like the way you look. Or
Yeah.
In this situation, I don't know what happened in that store in the actual lobby. I don't know what happened. Right? Nobody. They didn't put that out when they.
Well, the
start
guy
looking
who
at
know he dead. The witness, she's probably talking. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
the cops haven't let that out. Is what I'm saying.
Well,
Once
that's
they put it
good because
out
they don't
there,
need to. They don't need to.
They should. Yes,
No.
they should. Yeah, because dude, you got people who are saying that is a white. If it was a white person, the boy would have been walk free.
No.
That's what I read those stupid comments, bro. I put that stupid stuff in here, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" They said that's a righteous use of defensive pistol use, and then they all saying it that the fact that he was black and the woman is black, the deceased is black too. How does this work? Did we just throw out white and black just to say it?
Yeah, that was pure murder.
That was it.
That's
Doesn't
all it
matter
was.
the color of the people. That's stupid.
Yeah, that was just pure murder.
Yes.
I wish I had the one on Instagram. Let me see, can I find it? It was one where a guy pulled out a machete. Looked like it was in Florida. The guy pulled out a machete on the guy, and the other guy pulls out a gun. He didn't shoot the guy, and the guy just turned around, got back in his truck.
Right.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
that what you just
Oh
described.
yeah,
is
here
what
it is.
The federal government decided not to keep any records on that anymore.
Yeah. No, yeah. The CDC decided not to keep
Feds.
any records on that.
Yep.
Yeah. Hold on. I think I can pull that one up. Hold on.
But that came from the administration.
Yeah. Some of you guys who voted for that. Not in this channel, we hope. And
Situación así.
oh, it's in Spanish. See, the guy came out with a machete
Right.
right here. And the guy's in his car. He came out and pulled a gun out. So the guy turned around. So he was automatically saying, technically, he didn't have to get out the car. So it's a fine line on that one right there because he's in a car, and by being in the car, only thing he had to do is lock the doors. The guy had a machete. What can he do to hurt you besides
He'll break the
slash your
window.
tires? Yeah, he can break. At that point, you can shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because then he's gaining entry to the car.
Right.
But you could have
It's
stayed
really
in the car.
tough.
Yeah, he could have
It
stayed in the
depends on
car
the
and he could have
state
drove
rules.
off.
Because if he was in Texas, that dude could have been smoked.
Yes,
That-
or in
I-
Georgia. Georgia too. Yeah, you could have smoked him right here in this
Yep.
state.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
he's a-
he's already brandishing a weapon, and you can look at that, and most prudent people will judge that his intent was to hurt somebody. Why else
And
did he
since
go
the
get it?
guy had his car door on the window rolled down, he had the right to use self-defense at that point.
Right,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah.
people
But
don't think.
But he didn't take that guy's life because he wasn't built to do that. You know what I'm saying? He just pointed it at the guy, and the guy took another step, and then he like, "Hey, I'm gonna." He probably said some choice words or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta make that conscious decision yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm
And,
saying?
most of us say we want to be judged by 12, right? And that's cool. That's when you prevail in a critical incident like that, whether it's with guns or even if it's something else. The thing is that you have to be aware of what the aftermath may hold for you.
Right.
We're
We're gonna
talk about it. You may get locked up.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that here in a minute. To summarize it, ID says judged by 12,
Right.
and let's see.
Whatever he did wrong, he didn't mean to shoot him, especially by the way of a 14-year-old kid. Right.
Right.
And I think he mean when he means by that is the deceased. That, he didn't mean he whatever he did wrong inside the store. Depending on who, I'm telling you, that's why this matters. Depending on who threw the first punch or whenever it got physical,
Right.
that's what will really tell the story in this.
Well, WK said she ordered a foot long but got 11, so she got violent. How does she know? What is she's measuring it with?
Well, that was the thing that was happening at Subway for a long time. They were selling foot longs, but they're only 10 inches long.
Okay.
So he's saying her emotions got the best of her.
Yeah. Okay. And she looked like an angry woman.
She got mad at the dude standing next to her that was also getting gypped.
Right. But she looked like an angry woman. I mean, that's a
Yeah, I
she
figured
was a
that,
monster.
ID.
Yeah. She was a monster completely. Yeah. That's what I meant.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's probably used to having her way and saying whatever she wants to anybody whenever she wants to.
She had a slick
and
mouth.
this dude probably said something back to her, and then it went downhill from there. That's why I don't talk to strangers.
She knew her son had a gun on him, and so she always knew, I got this ace in the hole. Anybody going to get in my face, I'm just going to get my son to come in. She's texting him, get in here, bring the gun. I got this fool in here talking to him, and you know what I'm saying. And and soon as she probably turned around and saw him, that's when she got into the altercation. You know what I'm saying, and decided to hit it.
Most gangs use youngsters just for that reason. Carry the gun. If they get caught, they be charged as a juvenile. Most cops walk past the kids and tell them to get lost. The kid walking away is the one holding the gun. And I bet you, depending, her last name kind of says it all.
Hood.
It's probably her mentality too.
Yeah, she's hood. Hood.
Yeah.
Fort Hood was a hood. That's why they had to change the name. And she's just as hood. You can look it up in the dictionaries. You probably see her in there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't, dude. The Fort Hood was a what?
Fort Hood was a hood, bro. I mean, it was more shootings, stabbings, drugs.
So they changed the name, nothing to do with the fact that it was a Confederate soldier.
Yeah, that was the name. It was a hood, dude. I mean, it was. They were selling heroin, PCP, cocaine, speed, and marijuana
On the base?
On base. It had prostitution rings, male, female, didn't matter what rank.
Damn.
Yeah, it was out of control. I've seen a shootout in the battalion across the way. You know what I'm saying? And in the hallway, they're having a shootout, bro.
Well, I always tell people when I was a cop that police officers are a cross section of the community. The same thing with our military. Everybody thinks that the military is such angels, and I'm like,
trash.
That's the dude that got kicked out of high school. That's the dude that got expelled. It's the
Not all
same
the time.
people.
Not all the time. You just got some idiots that.
But they're a cross section of America. If you can have an idiot in the classroom next to you, you can have an idiot as a squad mate or whatever they call them in the military.
Yeah, I know.
Buddy. Buddy
Yeah.
Battalion, all that.
Battalion, buddy.
Battalion Buddy.
That sounds,
All
that
those
sounds, you know,
dudes-
that sounds a little risque there.
Hey,
You
man,
know what I'm saying?
you just said that they had gay prostitution rings. So
Yes, they
who was
did.
using them?
Yeah,
Sergeant
men.
Major was probably
Men.
walking his way down at that other end of the building.
Right. Other men were using them. It was something else
He
on the
said,
show.
"How was that possible?"
How's what possible? Oh,
All
I'm
that
not,
you just described.
how's what possible?
How was it possible to have a damn syndicate inside the base, a crime syndicate?
Dude, if you ever meet me in person, I will give you my story on what my experience was for in the military, and it will blow your mind because the military is not what you think. You
Right.
know?
That's my point.
It is not what you think. And
Hey,
it's,
I
it's
forgot the name of the book, but this guy wrote a book about the great generation, the World War II guys, and some of the atrocities that were not reported. Because then when Vietnam guys came in and the mass media was standing right there when these guys did everything, picked their nose, is on video. And that wasn't happening in World War II. So when they were comparing the two different wars, and they were saying how these guys from Vietnam came home and they were treated like scum, and all these protesters and baby killing and all that stuff, and they said Vietnam was pale compared to what happened in Europe during World War II.
oh yeah, it was.
Especially
Yeah.
what happened in the Japanese islands.
Yeah.
And you think about this. You may know this story a little bit better than me, but the 300 Marines that were stranded on, and I think it was Okinawa, and they survived damn near 5 months down to, bayonets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You think they were just sitting there and following all the Geneva Code rules?
Geneva Convention. Yeah.
Geneva
No,
Convention?
it
Come
goes
on,
out the
man.
door. Yeah.
Exactly.
And nobody talks about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. See, and that was another thing. You say it all the
Yeah.
time, and when we talk about different guys from SF and different units, you don't hear them bragging. The guys
No.
you hear bragging about doing stuff, they're really not. They really didn't do anything.
No.
They heard
don't.
somebody else say the
They
story
don't.
and they repeat it now. Close to that valid.
And I some of my buddies I serve with, they want me to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about writing a book of my year in Korea and what I went through. And so it's a lot of stuff that I forgot. And so, but I need to start putting some of that stuff on paper and just talk about the experience of what the military was then. And you'd be surprised. You know
I
what I'm
was looking
saying?
around, see if I could help you.
Oh,
I got to go to my son's office. He has some crayons. I'll send
oh,
them
get
over.
out of here. I'm not a Marine. I was in the Army. So let me, I'm going to play another video here for you guys. This is a dude. This is a dude definitely getting judged by 12. And let me pull it up and share it here. You guys are gonna like this one. This one's good. This one's real good. And if I can, it's always the hard part is finding this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Uh,
Because especially some of that in Instagram, it moves.
Lose like no tomorrow. Okay. So you guys see that? I'm not on the
Oh,
page.
yeah, this one.
Okay, let me open this one up. This one's gonna be good. This one's gonna be good. Let me you guys see it big now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see. I think them. So we're gonna kill the music. So it comes in, two guys to the rob store. Boom, boom, boom. He gets hit, goes down. There's a robber right in front. He's hitting the robber. Boom, 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 boom. Gun jams.
Look at
Robert's been hit, I don't know, about 6 to 8 times. He's hit left and right
that.
leg.
Right. It looked like it went through. See that?
Yeah, it probably did.
Mm-hmm.
He's bleeding out. He's still shooting. He tucked the crook's gun and was shooting again at the other cat. You guys saw that?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, look at this. We're gonna watch it one more time.
Slow motion.
This dude is fighting. This is what it takes right here, guys.
Yep.
This is what it takes. He's fighting. On the ground fighting. Behind, take cover fighting. He's
Right.
still fighting.
And
Gun
the
jams.
craziest thing, the mental part, that cover would never stop a bullet. That's just,
No.
That's just the damn stand.
But he had enough. And then he takes the other gun and takes a couple more shots. Look at this.
Yeah, he's shooting at the guy, the other dude.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
split.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's what it's all about right there, man.
And unfortunately, see how fast
Yeah.
that was? That entire thing may have been what?
Couple seconds,
4 seconds,
about
5 seconds?
Yeah. It's quick. Gun battles happen quick.
Yeah, Omar said, and this is my
Battle of
historian,
Guadalcanal.
Battle of
Yeah.
Guadalcanal. Yep.
I knew a friend of my father's who fought in the Battle of Guadalcanal. His name was Shaky. He was a machine gunner, and that's where I stopped the story. And I didn't hear about his story until I came home on leave, and my dad brought him out to tell me his story, why they called him Shaky. And oh my God, that's all I have to say. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said that, and I've been sitting here trying to remember the name of the book, but I'll find it one day and post it somewhere. It was a good. This book was written like 78, 80, somewhere in that time, and it was a good balance to show the difference between them and why they were treated in such a way. Because and even since then, with the media the way it is, where they can slant whether they want you to be a proponent of going to war or you want you to be anti-war, and they'll push that agenda.
And right now they're pushing anti-war, anti-gun, men being women, women being men.
And when they push that, a lot of the people don't realize the servicemen and women are the ones that feel it.
Yeah,
because
now you get
22 kill themselves every day.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of that comes from being felt like they're outcast in society.
Right. Because you look at, we talked about it on last week's show. You look at guys who with a specialty and they come out and there's no way they can use those specialty skills.
Right.
Nobody wants them. Because they're thinking they're unstable, and they're not. They're the most stable guy you got. But you put a guy alone in the room by himself. He has nothing to do. Either he's going to do one or two things. He's going to get on drugs. He's going to start drinking, or he's going to be. And these guys have too much stoicism to be abusive to the public because they know what they're capable of, and so they'll take the harm out on themselves, and that's why they usually delete themselves. And because they know if these guys know if they unleash what they have in their head, the violence that they have onto the general public, there's no law enforcement that's going to be able to stop them.
Right. There has been incidents of this happening.
Yeah, we have had incidents.
1 and 2, from time to time. But like you said, the overwhelming majority of them have more integrity than that.
Right.
But there are some, like that guy that he made hell for, I think it was the Dallas Police Department.
Yeah.
Remember him? And they wound up taking him out with the robot. That was the only way they could get him.
Because they was afraid of him.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
they knew they couldn't take him one-on-one or take him with a group.
Right.
They're not built for that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And what you just said you said a mouthful, because a lot of people don't realize that, and they think that we just call SWAT and step back and let them go to action. And you got a dude that's over here that has similar skills or not playing by the rules of engagement that the civilian law enforcement is playing by.
And I could say some things, but I'm not. And but because I don't want some of the SWAT guys I know to be mad at me or whatever. And but back to that being judged by 12. Now you're looking at the aftermath, right? So what is the aftermath? What do you need to do to order to protect yourself after these shootings? You need to get Law Shield. You need to get Second Call. You need to get some type of firearms insurance that's going to protect you with a lawyer on a retainer that you need to pay once a month for a subscription services.
Right.
And if you're carrying a gun,
at it is every month you don't need it, because a lot of times people say it's almost like insurance. You pay for it, but you don't actually use it every month. Same thing. Once you pass a month and you didn't need it, that was a good spending. It was good.
You need it's the same insurance that you have in your car. You need to have something. If you carry a gun, if you don't want to spend that extra money to get some insurance, you're rolling around out there with your pants down,
right?
Because you don't have to worry about the shooting if it's justified. Not unless you get one of these anti-gun district attorneys that's going to override the police department's recommendation and say, you know what, I'm going to prosecute this guy anyway.
That could happen.
And then, not only that, you got a hardened criminal. Everybody knows a hardened criminal. He was probably coming in your house to do you harm. His family going to try to sue you because you know what? You got a home, you got a car, and you got a job, and you got some savings.
Yep.
So now they thinking, well, you know what? I can liquidate that and
It's
get a little
coming
bit
up.
of that
Come up
money.
time.
Yeah, we can get a little bit of that money. Maybe we're going to sue you for 100,000.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so now you got to go to court to fight all that. And then if you have to get a lawyer, the average lawyer is like $400 an hour.
Yeah,
For a good
you're
one.
talking about a full case is going to cost about 10 grand.
Yeah. It's because you're going to get wiped out because you did not want to spend $49.95 a month to get some type of insurance program.
Right.
You know, you carry a gun and you guys are out there making all these videos and all this stuff. If you don't have something,
Check your emotions.
you need to get some insurance and get it now because this is only going to get worse, you know?
Before it gets better.
Yeah. So,
Yep. And you think about it, like I said a few minutes ago in a joking way about talking to strangers, you never know. Things go bad quickly. You may say something that you think is in jest and it's just a joke, and then all of a sudden this person takes offense at it. You know, and everybody's armed. I heard a lady say she needed a gun, and I said, why? She said, because everybody has one. And she even went into, I said, she crazy. I said, I realized she was crazy because she started to tell me that she needed a gun because everyone has a gun, and if she doesn't have a gun, that means that she's the one that doesn't. I said, yeah, you don't have to have a gun.
she's the ones that doesn't what?
Yeah, that's what she said. She's the one that doesn't have one. I said, we're back to the start.
Okay.
You just said
Right.
the same thing that from the beginning at the end.
Right.
We didn't go nowhere. It's been
Right.
a big circle. She said, I'll be the one that doesn't have one. And she
Right.
said at one time, only men needed guns. I said, I don't know what time that was. I said, there's never been a time.
Well,
where-
this is what's happening now. During the pandemic, we had in the United States alone, we have the overwhelmingly high number of single women. It's becoming 10-1 right now of single women in the United States. And when the pandemic hit, these single women realized that violence was right around the corner and they had nothing to protect themselves with. Because that's why we're seeing the number one growth in buying firearms are women.
Black
Okay.
women.
Black women and white women is the second. And third is the South. And so they're buying guns. And everybody know a woman will shoot you faster than any man. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
get her son to shoot you.
Yeah. So be careful. Just because it's a female and she's arguing, you know what I'm saying? Be careful.
I didn't let her
With
argue.
that.
But just as it went downhill, bro, yeah, I could see it going down. I jumped off. I said, oh, that
Yeah.
sounds great. You know, I hope that works out for you. And she said, don't you do training? Yeah, I'll give you my website. And I just jetted. I'm like, I'm out of here. Ain't no way.
So you had an incident. Oh, yeah, with that woman. Oh,
ain't
okay.
no way
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. And there ain't no
Yeah.
way I'm ever going to be on no range with you because you don't make sense. And I don't like people who don't make sense. I don't.
Right.
You buying a gun because you're afraid and you don't know what's out there. I understand. We could work with you. You're buying a gun to fit in with everybody else like it's a status symbol and you come up. Nah, that's not what it's for. You're not going
Right.
to train. This is the person that's not going to go out there and train. This is a person that's not going to go and even look into training on their own, learning their own. It's going to be either shoved in a purse or thrown in a closet somewhere.
Oh, listen to this one. Black Chalk. You hear about the female.
That shot the Uber driver in the head because she thought he was kidnapping her.
No, I haven't heard about that one.
Wow.
I haven't heard about that one. Yeah. So that's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. When you don't know
Right.
what's those things, you don't know what you don't know.
he said, he said shot. He said shit.
Yeah,
Reread
I
it.
read it.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, you put shot at the end. she shit on the Uber driver.
Oh my God.
Because he thought she was gonna kidnap him. Shit on his head. But
You did black chalk to this guy. I lost him now. Now I lost him. Now I lost him.
but that's
That
what
was
we're
in
getting
Texas.
at. Yeah. These are you got the article?
Yeah. Dude,
All right.
there's a bunch of them now.
Okay. But we got all these unstable people out here buying guns. And these people are out of control. And like I said, the female will shoot you faster than any male. We witnessed this during any law enforcement incident. The female cop will shoot anybody faster than the male cop. And now we're seeing incidents of these females getting guns, and they're actually gunning and shooting faster than the guys doing. The guys are trying to grab the gun from the female, and she just, she going hog wild, throwing lead like she's Johnny Bravo. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So don't let these females, even though she may be dressed hood or not, she may be not dressed like a street chick. You know what I'm saying? She may be dressed very feminine and provocative or whatever. Don't let that fool you.
Right.
They will shoot you. And thinking they're totally justified because they thinking like you're about to, because they feel fear. And they'll try to use that, and
Doesn't
you just
mean
got
that
gunned
they're
down.
being threatened. It's just that
They're
they
being
feel
threatened.
Fear. Right.
It's all emotional with them, so you got to really watch it. Be careful.
She shot an Uber driver because she
Think you can play the sound.
wrongly thought she was being kidnapped. Say again?
Can you play it?
Yeah.
Expand it and play it.
27-year-old Daniel Antonio Mergil was
Start it
taken
from
to
the
the
beginning.
hospital.
And expand it. Expand it.
Like
Make it bigger.
producer most.
There you go. Went a little farther on that, though. Man, to see the commercial.
In this Crime of the Week, Crime Stoppers in the El Paso Police Department request the public's help in finding those involved in the shooting death of a man in northeast El Paso.
On Saturday, April 29th at 3:11 a.m., officers responded to a call of a vehicle that had crashed into a yard at the 5900 block of Amin. The driver, 27-year-old Daniel Antonio Mergil, was taken to the hospital but did not survive. The investigation revealed that Mergil was shot. Investigators believe the shooting may have taken place near the 6100 block of Amin. Mergil left behind a wife and a young child. Investigators are certain someone knows who was involved in the murder of Mergil.
Anyone with any information on this murder should call Crime Stoppers of El Paso at 566-8477. That's 566-TIPS.
That's not the one. That's the crime of the week.
Okay, but that's still the thing. They didn't even tell. They didn't say about her.
This
So that's
right here,
fine.
there's a woman accused of
As
fatal.
I've
They already got her.
continued to stress throughout,
Oh, they caught her?
this case has been extremely.
Yeah, this is it right here. This woman is accused of fatally shooting her Uber driver in West Texas after mistakenly believing he was being kidnapped into Mexico. This lady, 48, who is from Tompkinsville, Kentucky, was visiting her boyfriend in El Paso when the shooting took place on June 16th. Damn. The El Paso police said he shot 52-year-old this guy in the head while he was driving her to the location. So she don't even know where she's going, but she thinks she's being kidnapped.
She was probably drunk or on drugs
Wow.
and was having a what do you
She
call
thought
that?
she
Panic
was
attack.
being
Of an
Mexico.
infinity is thought
Something else is running.
to be all about
This-
you.
Let's go ahead and pull it down. There you go. Yeah. So, see, I mean, these people
That's
are nuts,
emotion,
man.
bro.
Emotion.
Yeah.
She thought she was being kidnapped. She probably was drunk, high, or something, or just having a
Maybe she
mental
knew where
issue.
she was. Even if, if no alcohol, no drugs involved, you don't know where you're going, but you don't trust this person anymore. And
But you called
trust
him.
me, I understand.
But you called
everybody's
him and
worried
paying.
about being right.
You called him and paying him to deliver you.
Right.
And
And
do
if
you
everything
see any-
else in the app is working, you should move. You should just rely on that.
But do you see any border gates, lights? Nothing. You're nowhere near the border. You know what I'm saying? And you just shoot this man in the head and get out of the car and take off.
Yep.
It's like, come on. I honestly think people just want to kill people just to kill them. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, I when you said it to me a few months ago, I was like, this guy. But I think you're starting to believe that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to. There's some credence to that. There's people who have that fetish, so to speak.
They want to know what it's like to kill a person. Yeah. So that it's yeah.
The first one was the kid at the door, and that's what you said about that guy, that old man that just opened up on him, and it was like, I'm like, damn, dude, that's like cold, and you're like, and I'm like this,
Yeah.
like yeah, you might be right with that one.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, you know, especially when people are shooting people and they're not in danger. You know, when you're like, and that's the thing, like the video you just showed. You got two assailants roll up on you. Obviously, they don't have to talk because they have guns out. And at that point, you realize what's going on, and you make the decision to respond.
Fight or flight.
He could have easily just went along with it and see how far it went, but he decided to shoot. That's why he probably got one in the legs, because he was trying to fight an uphill battle. He's responding to them already being a threat. And that's how it's supposed to work. Unfortunately, that's how it's supposed to work. That's why when you take some type of concealed carry training, they tell you never draw a gun on a drawn gun. It's a serious situation.
Yeah, when they got the drop on you.
But I cannot tell you not to, because you're going to be different from me. You may feel. I always tell you this. I'm gonna make a mess. I know I am. I'm gonna be terrified, and I'm just gonna fuck up anything I can. That's just the way it is. And anybody that doesn't like it, I'll just have to deal with that later. But I'm serious. You have to live with that mentality that you're already going to respond in a certain way. Then when it actually happens, you have to let that play out and dictate to you. And I've been in those situations. I've been in situations with people who you didn't think would be assailants. Then they turn out to be assailants. And it's like, wow, I didn't see this coming. But now, again, you're fighting against the 8-ball.
Yeah, even Wyatt Earp said, not what, it was Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Earp said.
I wasn't there.
No, I was. In his video, he said, the narration from his book, he says, if you got somebody got the drop on you, he's only seen a few guys survived it, where they can actually pull their guns out and take and what I'm talking about, the drop, somebody got their gun pointed on you already. And so he only seen a few guys who take their guns out and win once they got the drop on it. That incident we saw in the store, they had the drop on that guy, and that guy used concealment and somewhat cover to try to fight off two different subjects. Gunman. And he did, but he got hit. And so he didn't care if he got hit or not. He still fought through it. And so, but he brought extreme violence back to those guys, and he's just like, I'm getting in this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you have to look at if they have the drop on you, can you survive it? You know what I'm saying?
And it's like the worst thing is almost like being in a knife fight. If you're in a knife fight, and you decide that you're going to continue, you have to understand that you're going to get cut. Same thing with this situation. He knew that somewhere he may get shot. You don't want to, but he
didn't even think about it. He just went straight into the fight. You know what I'm saying? And
that was his response.
Yeah.
And he split those two. You notice that?
Yes, he split them.
Yep.
He split them, and if you
I
notice,
think the movement saved him. The fact that he moved, he didn't stay in the same spot, because wherever they shot, he was already moving.
And just to let you know, see, the guy on the ground was still moving during the whole fight until after he plugged so many rounds into him, the guy stopped going. So it's not like the movies where you get hit one time and the guy curl over and pass out and die. It doesn't work that way, guys. You know what I'm saying? You got to put multiple shots in this person for them to stop moving, because their body with the adrenaline is going to seal those holes, seal them from bleeding out, and move everything to their brain to get that function, to keep their heart, their lungs, and their brain going. So until you shut down that brain, everything else is still functioning. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And they will continue to fight.
He's still a threat.
He's still a threat. He's still a threat. And if you notice, the guy behind the counter, he went out to the first guy. He fought that threat off to get him out the way. Then he came back to deal with the one that was on the ground, because he knew the one on the ground in the store was the biggest threat, not the one out the door. You know?
But you notice he fired at the one out the door, too, after he picked up the other guy's gun.
Because the one out the door is probably kind of kept trying to come in to retrieve his buddy. You know what I'm saying? Didn't want to leave him behind. You know?
Leave it alone.
Yeah. I'm serious. Crooks don't. They're gonna try to retrieve their buddy because they know if they don't retrieve their buddy gonna tell on them once he gets to the hospital. You know, so you got to get him out of there. You know, or make sure he's not moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, when you say it like that, it's the same thing that we talk about, like with snipers taking out one of your buddies so that they have to come and help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not the same nobility.
Yeah, but that's a little bit different story there.
Criminals used to have a code.
There's no code amongst these. No honor amongst the thieves.
That's why what you said is probably the only reason the dude's coming back is that the other guy, if he was still alive, would
you're gonna tell on him
in a heartbeat. Yeah,
yeah, he's gonna tell on him.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I gotta go back and get this dude. You know.
Yeah.
So let's see what else. I think that was pretty good. Oh, I want you. We're on Twitch, Rumble, YouTube, and DLive. Now, YouTube, please go to the bell and click on all, and you'll see our notifications come up. We're no longer going to be putting out notifications like in Instagram and all that stuff. We want you guys to see the notifications come up because we're going to be doing mid shows, and those shows are not going to be set on a hard date and time. So we want you guys to be able to see when those shows come up. And
they have that same notification on Rumble. I can't remember.
Rumble, no, you just have to subscribe to the channel, and it'll actually come up. So if you go to Rumble, subscribe to the 2 Alpha Talk in the search bar, and subscribe to the channel when you download the app. And when we come up on Rumble, it'll come up on YouTube. It'll come on Rumble. You just figure out which one you want to watch it on, what platform. If you want to see it in good color, you'll see it in Rumble. If you want to see it bad color, watch it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And go from there. Like, share, and do what you can on the show. We appreciate you guys coming on. Watch the beginning of the show, guys. We got some things that's coming up in the future with a couple of gun ranges, and we're going to be doing some more shows. And we're also going to be going up to OSS, Edgar Mills, training camp.
And anyone that's interested in going, I think it's the 29th, right?
Yeah, it's the 29th.
If you go to his Instagram page, it has a link to his website. You can sign up. If you sign up through his website, it's free. It's $50 for anyone that signs up with the other group.
Right.
Yep.
And it's a fun and gun thing. It's like a 6-hour thing. We're going to be up there in Rome shooting, having a good time, meeting a bunch of his friends and people on that side of the table, and we actually get to talk to him and shoot the shit with him.
It's libertarian
in person. Yeah, it's a libertarian.
Libertarian.
Yeah. And just to meet different side of life. And we're going to probably be doing some things with this guy in the future. And it's just go up there and break some bread. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that, we'll see you guys on the range. And you got anything else?
Yeah, man. Make sure you get out there, dry fire, and do something positive with the firearm.
Right. Something positive, nothing negative. We got a class coming up on July 22nd. What is it? Oh, rifle PCC class coming up July 22nd. Be there, be square. If you want to get out there and learn something different with your rifle and learn how to run that rifle like a pistol and not like a rifle, sign up for that class because that's what that class is all about. Other than that, like I said, we'll see you guys in the range.
Thank you, guys. See you on the range.